Hi everyone, welcome to Ansible Learning Series for Network Engineers. In this series, we'll see how to manage network devices such as Cisco routers and switches configuration using Ansible Playbook. Earlier, I have created one playlist for Ansible. This was a playlist where I have given an overview of Ansible. The first video explains the playbook, how to install Ansible and how to execute it from terminal. Then in the second video I have demonstrated a basic playbook. Then third video I have explained how to use an inventory file, and fourth video how to use Ansible Vault. But in this series we'll be going more deep into Ansible functionalities. We'll see how to write a proper playbook, then how to validate the syntax, what are the options available, then understand the structure of each module. For the complete demonstration, I'll be using the Cisco IOS modules. For example, I'll be demonstrating using IOS command, IOS config, fax, L2 interfaces, L3 interfaces, and other configurations like static routes, system, VLAN, etc. And we'll be referring Ansible's official documentation for the complete module executions. And later videos we'll see how to trigger a job from Ansible Tower, how to set up that, and how to create a template, how to pull the playbook from external sources. Now let's get started. Here in this machine I have installed Ansible, so we'll verify the version. So I have 2.11.5 installed here in this machine, and I have created a backup of the actual host inventory file. So this was the actual host file. So here I have renamed that to backup, and now I'll create another host inventory file here. So now to create that, and now you can see I have a host file here. It is in read-only mode because it is a sudo user. For my demonstration purpose, I'm changing the permission of this file so that I can open it from my machine UI itself. So yeah, now I should be able to open it from this window and edit the file. Now first thing what we need to do is we need to create an inventory file, so inventory of the routers which we are going to manage. So I'll just create a group here which I'll call it as routers. Either I can give the IP address directly here, or I can give a name and then Ansible host equal to my router IP. 0.61 is the first router IP. So now if you want to verify this option in Ansible, we'll go to the documentation, and here we'll go to how to build your inventory. In the documentation here we'll be able to see all the options available for all the inventory files. So here you can see Ansible host. So we need to give the name of the host, and there are multiple options. We will explore all this. And in case of Ansible SSH, if you're using the SSH key for connecting to Cisco device, you need to use Ansible SSH. We will see these options later. And for enable password, you need to configure it in this way. So we need to configure become, and in case of networking, the become method is going to be enable. And to verify that, here you have one more documentation, Ansible documentation, where it says, see, Ansible network connection is going to be the network CLI. The connection is going to be network CLI in case of network devices. And you can see here one example. If you are having enabled password, you need to give it in this way. So we'll explore all these options, but now we'll try creating a very simple playbook. Now I have R1 configured here, and without adding anything, let us try creating one playbook and we'll see what are the mandatory options. So I'll be using PyCharm for creating YAML file. So I have a folder here, 08 Ansible demo. Create a file. I'll call this as iosfacts.yaml, and we need to start the YAML file with 3 hyphens, and then we need to give a name for the playbook. So here we need to give one hyphen, then space and name, and I'll give name test iOS facts. And now to check the syntax of this file, what we can do is I'll copy this path, I'll go to that directory and Ansible playbook, syntax check, and we can give the file name. So we can see the error here. The field host is required, but it is not set. So now to set the host, what we need to do, we can give host, and I'll give the host. The inventory file is having a group called routers. I haven't added any variable here, so we'll be adding the variables. Now let us save this file as well, and if you try to run this file, we'll be getting error. Now let us go back to the documentation here. So first we need to set the Ansible host. Then another thing what we need to configure here is Ansible connection. So Ansible connection should be network CLI in case of Cisco devices. So let us configure that. Okay, so here there is a syntax error. We need to make it as Ansible host, and then we can create a variable here, routers, and network CLI, and in addition to that we can set the username and password here. Ansible user admin, now let us try running this playbook again. So here it says it is unable to determine the host OS by default, so we need to set that also here. Ansible network OS equal to iOS. Let me save this and we'll try running it. You can see here I'm able to connect to the device and get the response, but it is not printing any facts. By default it is taking the facts and storing it as a variable. Now here, instead of adding it into the playbook, we can add this into sorry, instead of adding this into the inventory file, we can add this into the playbook as well. So we'll see that option. So here inside this playbook, what we can do is connection, and it is like key value parent Python. So the name is a key, and after colon and space, whatever we are giving, that is a value. So that's how this YAML file works. Here you can see one hyphen. So a hyphen means it is like an array. It can have in multiple values here, like with hyphen. I'll just show that. Now I'll give network CLI here. Now let us try running the playbook again. Okay, here we are getting some error. Let us verify that. So you can see here there is a typo. It is not a valid attribute for a play. So playbook is validating all the keys we are giving here. I'll just correct that. So now playbook is running, and similar to that, you can even move all the username, password, everything to the playbook from inventory, but it is better to keep it within the inventory. In the later videos, we'll see how to use SSH key for authenticating with Cisco devices, and we'll see how to use Ansible Vault as well in the playbook. But for now, I'll remove network connection from playbook. So you can see with these two lines, I'm able to get facts, but nowhere I have mentioned facts here. For that, we can go to the Ansible configuration file, and let us search for get facts. You can see here playbook will gather facts by default, which contains information about the remote system. So by default it is enabled, that's why we are getting the facts. Now if we give gather facts false, and if we try to run this playbook again, see we are not getting any gathering facts log message because it is not gathering the facts. So for now I'll delete this. Now we'll start creating task. So next is, so what you can do, the spacing is very important. Don't try to copy and paste the playbooks, because you might get all these kind of syntax errors and indentation errors. So here I'll give 2 spaces, then I'll give tasks, and under that, so what we need to do, 1 space 1 hyphen space. You can see, let us have a look into one of the module. So you can see all the modules here. From here we'll be opening iOS facts, and inside iOS facts you can see some examples. Like first thing what we need to do is, for each task we can give a name, or we can even directly give the module. We'll see those. Now we'll give a name and other options. So let's see the syntax of that. We can see authentication pass and all is deprecated, and we can use network connection CLI and gather subsets. Here we'll be able to see multiple subsets like hardware, config, interfaces and all. We'll see those details as well. And provider also is deprecated. So let us give a name. I'll go to the playbook, and for task I'll give a name. gather iOS facts. Here I need to give name space, and under that I need to give the module name. So let us save and try running the syntax. Yeah, now you can see here no module action detected in task. So Ansible is expecting a module name under the name. So I haven't given, so I'm getting this error. Since it is a first video on the deep dive into Ansible, I'm just explaining all this. So now let me just give a module name. I'll give the module name iOS facts, and I'll save the script, and we can give another option here. We can see one example, gather subset all. So I'll try giving that. So this will try to get all the subset values. So we'll verify that once. Gather subset, I'll give all. And now if you want to save this gather subset to a variable, what we can do is we have an option called register in Ansible. Once you save this, I'll call this as all subset. This is just a variable name. Similar to Python, we are just adding the value whatever we are receiving into a variable. So any name you can give here. If you want to see the details about register, so you can go to the using variable section, and here you'll be able to see register. So registering a value. So you can create a variable from output. Now I'll register this as a all subset. Then if we want to print this, what I'll do, I'll create another task. So here it is like a list. So once you give this, so this is going to be the key, task is going to be the key, and these are going to be the values. So you can have multiple tasks within the one playbook. So I'm just creating another task. Either you can give name, or you can even directly give the module name. Name is not mandatory. So first we'll try giving with name. Print subset all, and here we have another module called debug. So let us have a look into the debug module. So this can print the output to the terminal. So you can see the options available here. One is message. Message will directly send message to the user. It will just print the output. So you will be using the syntax like Jinja 2 template. And here variables means you will be directly printing the variables. I'll just show the difference. Now here I'll use a module called debug, and under that again I can give the variable, and the variable name is going to be the above variable. Now let us try printing this. You can do a syntax check. Syntax is correct. I'll try running the playbook. So here you can see I have received the complete output of the subset. You can see here. So this contains, this is automatically passed all this output, net iOS type, then the memory and the platform, interfaces, serial number, all the IPs, interface status, everything it has pushed. and since I have given the subset all, the subset all, I have received all the values. Now if you want to print the previous facts what we have received, what we can do, instead of name, this time I'll directly give the module name debug, and here what I'll do, by default Ansible will be storing this into Ansible facts, this variable. So I'll give variable and Ansible facts. So here I'll be getting the Ansible facts what it has taken. So this, because by default it is gather facts is true. Now I'll give numbers here so that we can differentiate it. So here also I am receiving Ansible facts. Here I am receiving the subset. Subset contains all the parameters like configuration, interface details and hardware details, etc. And Ansible facts contains device specific information. And in the next video we'll see how to filter all this. If you want to get the serial number or particular interface details, we'll see how to filter it using the debug this message or variable. Now we'll see some more subset options. So we were giving all. Now we'll see how to get hardware or interface subset. So what we can do, I'll copy this completely, and you need to make sure the syntax is correct. We'll optimize all this playbook later. So here instead of all I'll give hardware. I'll call this hardware and I'll try printing the hardware. And similar to that we'll do one for interface as well. We can go to the documentation, it is interfaces, we can give anything here, any name, variable. So let us just verify the syntax of this. So here you can see I haven't given the hyphen because we need to give the name. So let me just copy one of this. Now what we can do is we will just try to differentiate each one. So this is going to be Yata hardware, and then we will be printing the hardware. Similar to that, Yata interface, and we'll be printing the interface. So now we have multiple tasks here. So let us just verify the syntax. Syntax looks good, So let us try running this playbook. So in each task you can see the details. So let us go from above. So by default it is gathering the facts, and then we are printing Ansible facts. Here we get the device specific information, and then we are just trying to print all the subsets. That includes configuration as well. Then we are gathering the hardware details, printing the hardware details. You can see Ansible automatically fetched all the hardware details here. We can see serial number, the model, and memory and other details, and it is gathering the interface. And in the next video we'll see how to validate all these return values and store it into variable, and how to do a filtering of these. If you want to get only some specific values from the configuration, we'll see how to get those. I hope this video was helpful. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.